Welcome, adventurers, to Loop Hero Academy! Teddy here. Did you think you'd beaten all the bosses in Loop Hero? Lich, Priestess, Hunter, Omega. Well, congratulations, you're wrong. The game has one final, terrible foe to throw at you. Guys, this game screamed secrets to me from the very beginning as soon as I placed my first set of mountains in a 3x3 and saw the peak emerge. I knew that this was the kind of game with a ton of secrets to try and uncover, and they have a secret boss! So now it is time for you to tackle the Frog King. Doesn't that name strike fear into your little hearts? No? Maybe not. But maybe it will when I tell you that to spawn this secret boss, you have to pave the entire path in swamp. Yes, only by turning the world into a pure, muddy, mosquito-infested stinkhole will the Frog King rear his regal head. Let's break down how to tackle this challenge. First off, what will an entire pathway of swamp mean for us? Well, it means that we will be fighting a lot of mosquitoes. So then we have to ask, do we want to fight a lot of mosquitoes? Honestly, no. You don't want to fight a ton of mosquitoes in real life, and you also don't want to fight a ton of mosquitoes in Loop Hero. They are a pretty tough enemy with their high evasion, so it will be to our advantage to sprinkle in and spawn some weaker enemies like spiders in their place. The second thing that the entire path of swamp means is that all of our healing effects besides our potions will be reversed. So this is how we unlocked the Tripped Trophy just a few days ago, requiring you to die outside of combat. In this scenario, however, we do not want to die, we want to survive, and even thrive in this hostile world. That means we need to avoid health per day, regen, vampirism, and any traits that offer healing effects. So, if we can't use any of these healing effects, then we need some other way to be durable. The obvious answer is using the amulet, which gives magic health shield that refreshes at the beginning of each battle. That narrows down our choices on what class to pick. Now, I think that any class would be able to beat this boss, but the Necromancer and the Rogue both have access to the amulet, which means they come to the top of our list. Sorry, Warrior, you are going to have a pretty hard time of this. Now, the Rogue is handicapped with a natural 5% vampirism stat that will constantly tax your health, and the Necromancer has no such issue. So the Necromancer is my top pick, and obviously is what I am using in this gameplay. As long as we stay away from the regen stat that will crop up on our items, we will be fine. As a bonus tip, check your camp supply for anything that is going to be healing you outside of the camp. I have plus 5 health per day from the camp that I didn't realize I had. Now for me here it is minuscule, so I can make it just fine, but it's a good idea to check what yours might be. For the cards that I am taking, I am obviously bringing swamps, and the other card that I am bringing that can be placed on the path is the village. I thought that I might need some safe checkpoints to top up my health as I'm trying to balance out my build and get a feel for battling in the swamps, but that really wasn't the case. I could have left the villages at home, I think, and then had a leaner, more efficient deck, because in this case I have to get Oblivions to clear away the villages, and then towards the end of the game when the only card that I am looking for is a swamp, the villages just end up getting in the way. For landscape cards, I'm using my favorite combo of Forest, Desert, Suburb, River. I like to place the river in a loop around the map with thickets on one side and then suburbs clumping on one half with deserts on the other. That gives you a huge boost in experience for lots of traits, really high attack speed, and as far as I am aware, the health reduction from desert does not affect your skeletons, so you can place that down as much as you like and it will only be hurting the enemies. Also, I usually try and fill in the middle of the loop with desert because that is space that does not affect the placement of my river. I've taken spider nests here to spawn in place of some of the mosquitoes and generate more cards, gear, and experience. Spiders are an excellent enemy type for being able to farm up loot. I brought bookeries to help me get important cards. They really help improve the quality of the cards that I get to place. It means that I can focus on putting down thickets instead of forests, I can get sand dunes instead of deserts, and it gives me more chances at getting that all-important swamp card. What the bookeries do is when you pass by them, the first 3 cards in your hand are removed, and then you get 3 random new cards at the end of your hand. This just means that you get more rolls on picking up the cards that you really want. Now, my super combo with the swamp here is Vampire Mansions. Vampires give a vampiric aura to all of the other enemies, and usually this means that they gain health back every time they attack. But on the swamp, this effect also is reversed, which means enemies hurt themselves every time they attack. This means that instead of the vampires making these encounters harder, they actually make them easier, and they are still giving you extra experience, extra loot, and extra cards because they are another enemy in the encounter that you are fighting. This is a combo I have always enjoyed taking when I'm bringing swamps in my deck. Now I have some road lanterns here to help suppress the number of enemies in encounters, because on the later loops I am expecting some of these encounters to be pretty difficult because I'm bringing in the vampires, and in the places where the vampires are merging with the broken bookeries, I'm going to be getting vampire mages, and those are a very strong enemy type. I probably should have left the Ancestral Crypt at home. Its healing wasn't too significant, so it doesn't stop me, and it also offered the extra revive in case I messed something up, but if I was doing this again, I would just leave the crypt out. For traits that you are picking up, the normal Necromancer stuff is what you are looking for. Field Practice for skeleton level, Unseen Care for better magic, Health Shield, and Art of Control for more skeletons are all top picks. This is also a scenario where Card Sharp is a great pick because it will help you get a few more swamps down faster. Just make sure you stay away from Residual Heat or Surveyor. Once you place the last swamp, the Frog King will spawn on a random tile. He does not spawn on the camp, and there isn't anything to announce his presence beyond a small frog sprite dancing in his now completed kingdom. When you arrive on his tile, he will be the only enemy there, even if other sprites are shown on the space. All the normal status effects that would affect this tile come into place. This means if he spawns next to your campfire, your crossbowman from the camp will actually be able to help you out. Now, the Frog King, his challenge is really in just getting him to spawn, not in his actual encounter. He's not really challenging once you actually spawn him. He has no attack, and he only has 2 health. All the attacks you land on him are reduced to 1 damage, and he has a 99% evasion stat. This means that you could be here a little while, but with patience he will go down. When he finally does, he drops a ton of cards and loot.
Change the world, my final message. Goodbye.
I think we need to hear that one more time.
Change the world, my final message. Goodbye.
So the Frog King leaves us a final message right as you defeat him. As best as I can tell, I've been listening to this over and over. He is saying, "Change the world, my final message, goodbye." There is a tiny snippet at the very beginning that I have no idea what he's saying, and the final piece, instead of saying goodbye, he may be saying look behind. Is he pointing us to another secret that the game has? Well, maybe. Share in the comments if you guys have a different take on what this message is. I just love that it was included here because his dialogue with the hero is completely unintelligible. So there you go. That's how to find the secret boss in Loop Hero. As I said, this game just screamed secrets to me from the very beginning, and it was super fun to see that the developers placed a secret boss in here and made it a very unique scenario to be able to spawn him like this. Like I said, all of the challenges basically in being able to get the swamps down and being able to crack the puzzle on how you can survive in a world where all your healing effects are taken away from you. So, like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one from me. I've been Teddy. Thanks guys, and have a good one.